These are the plaintiffs, Jennifer Trapasso and Thomas Gronenthal. Jennifer says she and her fiancé were stopped at a railroad crossing waiting for a train to pass when the defendant, who was in front of them, got impatient, backed into their car as he was trying to turn around and then tried to take off. He did eventually stop, looked at the damage, told them he'd pay them $500, and when they said they were going to call the cops, he claimed they rear-ended him. What nerve! Bottom line, the guy's a criminal and owes them $3,878.22 for their damages. This is the defendant, Daniel. He says the plaintiffs came around the corner while he was at a dead stop at the train tracks and hit him. They claimed he backed into them, which is totally false. And if anyone's owed money today, it's him. He's accused of a backup crack-up. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $545.81 for damage to his vehicle.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says she was waiting at a railroad crossing when the defendant just backed into them. But the defendant says it was a rear-ender. It's the case of you put the loco in locomotive.
Thank you, Douglas. Jennifer Trapasso and Thomas Gronenthal. Okay, you are suing Daniel. You've asked us not to use your last name for $3,878.22 in damages to your car. He's counterclaiming you damages to his car, which were only $545.81. Tell me about the accident.
Sure. On November 27th, my fiance and I were on our way to put a deposit down on our wedding venue, and en route, we are at the intersection of Division Street and West Street.
Go ahead and walk over here
Sure.
and tell me how it happened. Make yourself one of those cars. Pick a car, any car.
So we were right here. I had a green light. There was a car right here, and so a car right here.
And that's the railroad tracks.
This is the railroad tracks. Yeah. Daniel's behind.
Okay.
So I had a green light. I was about to go around the corner, and I noticed that Daniel put on his reverse lights. So I stopped, and he was about 20 feet in front of me. He began to back up when he was 10 feet in front of me.
Wait, is there a train passing?
There's a train, yes.
At this time,
The
yes.
gates are down.
Okay. And is the train taking a long, long time, as trains do,
It's
when
notorious.
people are impatient?
That railroad crossing is notorious for it
Long
taking...
trains?
Yeah. He was backing up. When he was 10 feet in front of me, I put my hand on the horn, kept backing up, and that's when he hit into me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you hadn't turned?
I was rounding the corner, stopped. So I was like midway through the turn.
Were you in motion or you weren't in motion?
I stopped when I saw him put his reverse lights
But he
on.
was plenty in front of you at
Yes,
that
he
point,
was
20
about-
feet?
yeah, 20 feet.
What do you think he was doing that he was backing up?
I think he maybe didn't want to wait for the train and was going to maybe make a U-turn.
Where did he damage your car?
Right here, the right front
So
headlight. And
put the cars where they were when the impact happened. Okay. And you saw him coming, you had time to it's not like you were turning the corner and he was backing up.
Correct.
You actually saw him.
I stopped, yeah.
And, okay. Go ahead and go back. And let me hear from you, Daniel. How did the accident happen?
I was sitting there waiting for the train. Like you say, the thing was down, and next thing I know, I got hit in the rear end. That's, what else can I tell you?
How is it that they don't see a long train or hear a long train when they're turning the corner? Are you suggesting they turned the corner and didn't know you were stopped in front of them with that long train going? How would they ever think that they're going to keep propelling?
When she hit me, the train wasn't coming, Your Honor. Train was already, I think, either in the station or I went through already.
So what happened when you got out of the car?
Nothing. I looked at the damage, and he started yelling at me, and what the hell are you doing, backing up, and start swearing at me, and he liked to beat the baloney out of me and stuff like that there.
So one says you rear-ended me. The other says you backed up and hit me. Who wins in a case like that?
Nobody wins.
Nobody wins?
Nobody wins. It's hearsay.
Well, okay, that's one way of looking at it. What do you say?
If somebody's too close to the person in front of them, that's
could be their fault. If somebody's backing up and not checking, it could be their fault. So,
But who wins? That's the question.
Neither of them do. That's all I can say because there's no witnesses.
It's a standoff.
Right.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
He said he wanted to beat the baloney out of you?
Not baloney.
Salami?
No, guys,
I'm sorry.
the fact that you're making jokes
I'm sorry.
is kind of giving me a flavor of how you might have acted out there. Go ahead.
With that, I started to walk away, and he says, I'm going to call the cops and stuff like that there. So I went and I sat in my car and I waited for the cop. I says, go ahead,
Did the
call
police
cop.
write a report? Yes. May I see the report?
Sure.
Do you have insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of a car were you driving?
Chevy Traverse.
What kind of a car were you driving?
A Cadillac.
Did you ever put the truck in reverse?
No, Your Honor.
I'm missing parts of the police report. It only has one car described. There should be 2 cars described because there's 2 cars in the impact. You've given me the insurance, but there's something missing because there should be a drawing of the problems of vehicle 2, and I'm not seeing it, so I can see where the point of impact was.
We have pictures of the point of impact.
Okay, let's see the pictures, but is there any more? Do you have the police report?
I don't know. My wife.
Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of take care of all of these for work.
So now the damage to their car is not in the front end. It's on the right of the car, the passenger side. So how can it have happened the way you're saying it happened?
What do you mean?
I don't know how I can make myself any clearer. If you are suggesting that they rear-ended you, wouldn't I see the damage here?
As she came around the corner, she hit me in the rear.
Yeah, except for wouldn't the damage, if she's hitting you in the rear, and she comes around the corner, straightens out, hits you in the rear, I would see damage in her whole front of her car. I'm seeing the damage only in the little corner. Why
Well, she's
that?
showing you right there that the right front fender hit me in the rear.
How many cars were between you and the railroad?
Just one.
Okay.
I have a photo of it.
Oh, there we go. Where are the railroad tracks?
Railroad crossing is right here.
Where?
This line.
That's the
Yeah.
railroad tracks?
Yep.
That's weird.
And this is the intersection I was at.
Okay. All right. Here's the problem with what you're saying. The railroad tracks are about 7-car distances from west. So if there's only 1 car in front of you, it sounds to me like you backed up. And if they hit you, why didn't you sue them for damages to your car? How come they're having to sue you and come in here like
their
that?
insurance company called me and said it sounds like a 50-50 split or something like that there, and we'll pay his damage and your insurance.
See, even your own pictures show this. Your own pictures show that, all right, let's make all the cars Suburbans. If all the cars are Suburbans, then we're looking at, before you get to the west intersection, at least 4 car lengths of distance. And if you are testifying to me that there was only 1 car in front of you, then you're backing up in order to hit her at the spot where she gets hit. Did he tell the police that he was backing up, or did he tell the police he wasn't backing up? What happened on the scene?
Sure. So when he did back into me, Tom got out of the car because he went to pull away, and Tom began to take pictures of his license plate. I have those photos too. I think you might have those still. He stopped when I guess he saw Tom taking the pictures and got out of the vehicle, approached Tom. I had my windows down so I could hear the conversation, and he said to him, well, what do you think the damage is, $500? I'll give you $500 right now. And
Did you say that?
No. What was she talking about?
with that, Tom said, you know what, I'd rather just go through insurance and get a police report. And Daniel turned to him and said, you know what, we should call the police because you did just rear-end me.
I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I'm looking at, let me tell you something. Lots of these cases result in, hey, who knows? Who can tell? Who can tell? And nobody ends up winning their damages. Everybody's got to eat their own damages. Lots of them, because sometimes it's really hard to tell. It's not so hard right here. I'm looking at the picture. Here are the railroad tracks. There's a big distance between the railroad tracks and west. Your own pictures show me that a Suburban, another big, huge pickup truck, another van, a lot of space in between those two cars, and half a bus, because this picture cuts off, but the other one continues. Half a bus before you get to West Street. If there's one car in front of him, the only way to hit her in the spot in which she was hit, okay, is if, in fact, you're backing up. And she doesn't know he's going to back up. Actually, she says she did spot him backing up. She spots him backing up, and she's beeping the horn, and he doesn't hear it. I'm ready. I'm ruling in this case in favor of the plaintiffs. Now, let me see and on your counterclaim 0, because I find it to be your fault. Now, let me see your estimates for repair, because you're asking for more than your car is worth.
Yes, I think you might have one estimate already, and then I had 2. Oh no, here's 2 estimates right here.
Okay, so you have an estimate for $1,900, an estimate for double that.
Yeah.
And you want more because it's more. Okay, well, no. That's not how it works. What you get is what you need, not more. So, and plus, what you're trying to get is actually more than the Blue Book value of your car, like a lot more.
Yeah.
So, with all due respect, no, because the Blue Book value of your car in excellent condition is less than that repair. All right, so I am finding in your favor in the amount that it's going to take to fix it, which appears to be $1,900.85. Verdict for the plaintiff. 0 on the counterclaim.
Well, based on the evidence she saw, that includes the pictures of the intersection and the damage to the plaintiff's car, the judge has found in Daniel, if you'll step over here. This way, that's all right. Straighten you out a little bit. The judge obviously believes that what they claim is right, that you backed into them. So you've got to pay it.
I don't know what to tell you, but there's not room for no 6 or 7 cars like she said.
Well, the bottom line is you backed into her car.
All right, that's what they say. I say different.
Well,
Okay, what can I say?
You said, they said, and the judge believes them.
Okay.
So sorry about that,
Okay, no
okay?
problem.
Good enough. Okay, she is the ruler, you're right. Here come the plaintiffs now. I'm sure you're satisfied. Get this over, although you only got half of what you were asking for.
That's all right. It was an honest estimate.
Just want the car fixed.
Okay, very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank
Sorry you
you.
had to go through this, okay?
Thank you.
must sign a few documents outside. Harvey?
You know, we always talk about this, that, you know, there is evidence to a point in court, but especially in small claims court, judges are allowed to use common sense to figure out what's up. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.